The November 13th, 2018 meeting of the Monroe County Legislature will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Alcoffer. Here. Mr. Ansello. Here. Mr. Broth. Here. Ms. Boyce. Here. Mr. Brew. Here. President Carbone.
Here.
Mrs. Conley. Here. Mr. Delahanty. Here. Mrs. DeFlorio. Here. Mrs. Draw. Here. Mr. Felder. Mr. Flagler Mitchell. Here. Ms. Harris. Here. Mr. Hebert. Here. Mr. Howland. Here. Ms. Cayley. Here. Mr. Lightfoot. Here. Mr. Mafucci. Here. Mr. Marinetti. Here. Mr. Michike. Here. Mr. Morelli is excused. Mr. Moyo. Here. Mr. Rockow. Here. Mr. Shepard. Here. Ms. Taylor. Here. Mr. Terp. Mr. Wilcox is excused. Mr. Wilt. Here. Mr. Zale. Here.
Please stay seated. I'd like to introduce Pastor John Keller of Northgate Free Methodist Church, who has been invited by Legislator Matthew Terp to lead us in a moment of prayer.
Thank you, Dr. Carbone. I just want to take a moment and thank Legislator Matthew Terp for the invitation to be here. I'm honored and humbled to be with you tonight, and Mr. Terp is the kind of man that you want to be a part of this, a man that loves his God and country and family and his community, and so I'm honored. And I also want to honor Legislator Steve Brew from my hometown of Churchville. Churchville is still a part of Monroe County. It has not fallen off into Genesee County yet, so it is good to be with you. I want to give you one quick encouragement, and then I will pray. And that encouragement comes from Paul in Romans chapter 13. Paul wrote that book to the church in Rome, and he says there is no authority granted except that God grants. And so that has far-reaching implications if we think about it. God never has any election night surprises. But in this room, that means that every single one of you is in the seat you are in because God has granted you that authority. God has seen it fit to put you in this place at this time. And so I say that to encourage you. I hope that you're encouraged by that to lead, and to lead decisively, and to lead humbly and wisely, but also to lead boldly, because God has placed you here in this position. He has granted you the authority that you have. So with that in mind, I ask you to pray. Father God, I thank you for these men and women, Lord, that are gathered here tonight. Lord, I thank you for these people that have taken the things you have given them, Lord, the time and the talent, Lord, the influence, the place in their community, and they have tried to use it, Lord, to improve their community, to improve this county, Lord, to improve the lives of the people that they serve. And so, God, that's a just and noble thing, and we thank you for that, Lord, and I honor them. And God, I ask that you would grant them great wisdom. Lord, that you would give them insight into the situations that they discuss and they face, that, God, you would give them safety, you would give health to them and their families, that they would be undeniably blessed and protected by you. And so, Lord, for the people that lead us, we ask that you will uphold them, Lord, that you will see them through the things that they need to come through. And, God, as you encouraged Micah in the Old Testament, Lord, that they will act justly, that they will love mercy, and they will walk humbly with you, our God. And Lord, we will give you glory for what you do, and we pray all this in the Son, your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor, for your participation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please stand as Legislator Sean M. Delahanty will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Legislator.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I ask you to remain standing without objection. We'll take agenda item number 27 out of the regular agenda order. Agenda item number 27 is moved by Legislator Marinetti and seconded by Legislator Cayley. Will the clerk please read the resolution in memoriam for Harvey Lee Felder, father of Legislator Vincent R. Felder.
Expressing regret of the Monroe County Legislature on the recent passing of Harvey Lee Felder, father of Monroe County Legislator Vincent R. Felder. Be it resolved that the Monroe County Legislature hereby expresses its deepest sympathy at the recent passing of Harvey Lee Felder, father of Monroe County Legislator Vincent R. Felder. And whereas Harvey passed away on October 18, 2018 at the age of 90. And whereas Harvey was born in Pinewood, South Carolina on November 6, 1927, to Robert and Ella Jane Felder. He was the seventh of 10 children. When Harvey was 6 months old, the family moved to Kenbridge, Virginia. After Harvey's mother passed away in 1953, he moved to New York City. And whereas Harvey married Rosalie Wyatt on October 28, 1960, in Jamaica, Queens, and they remained married for nearly 58 years and had 5 children. In 1965, the family moved to Roosevelt, New York, where they lived until moving to Hempstead, New York in 1978. And whereas Harvey was known as a hard worker, and he taught his children the value of working hard. When he first arrived in New York, Harvey worked as a presser in a laundry and took great pride in the number of shirts he could press in a short time. In the early 1970s, Harvey began working as a janitor at the Waldorf School in Garden City, New York, where he remained employed until his well-deserved retirement in 1994. And whereas Harvey is survived by his wife, Rosalie Felder, 5 children, Darius Wyatt Wilson, Harvey Lee Felder Jr., and Kevin Leone and Vera Felder, Vincent Rodney Felder, and Emmanuel Renard and Lisa Felder, 12 grandchildren, 11 great-grandchildren, and many cousins, nieces, nephews, and friends. And whereas Harvey will be remembered for his kindness, faith in the Lord, and great love for his family. He had a warm personality that was cherished by all who had the opportunity to meet him. He will be missed by all who knew and loved him. Be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to forward a copy of this resolution to the bereaved family. This resolution was adopted unanimously, with each legislator rising in his or her place for a moment of silence.
Your copy of the Journal of Day 11, October 9th, 2018 is available on your tablet. Without exception, the Journal will stand approved as submitted. There's a hearing loop in place tonight to assist those who are hearing impaired. Anyone requiring assistance should inquire in the clerk's office.
If you have a cellular phone, pager, or other electronic device in your possession, I would request that you make it inaudible for the duration of the meeting. Thank you for your cooperation.
Legislators, the referrals submitted to the legislature for the next committee cycle are available on your tablet as well as online. This evening, there is one proclamation scheduled. Mr. Clerk.
Would John Terry and representatives from the Allergy Advocacy Association please come forward? Also, President Dr. Joe Carbone, Legislator Mike Rocco, and Legislator Mike Zale. Whereas anaphylaxis is a severe allergic reaction to triggers which can be foods, certain medications, insect stings, and latex. Anaphylaxis can result in difficulty breathing, swelling of the mouth and throat, and even death. With little warning when exposed to a trigger, millions of men, women, and children are at risk of sudden and life-threatening reaction. And whereas in 2010, Allergy Advocacy Association was formed in Monroe County to educate people and raise awareness of individuals who are at risk of allergies and anaphylaxis. Allergy Advocacy Association has advocated at all levels of government to make our community safer and more prepared to respond to individuals experiencing anaphylaxis. Their newest initiative, Epi Near You, New York, is an educational program that helps Monroe County small businesses keep their customers safe. As a result of their advocacy for the New York State Emergency Allergy Treatment Act, businesses are now able to stock and administer epinephrine to those having a reaction. And whereas, thanks to their efforts, the Allergy Advocacy Association has made our community safer for those who are aware of their severe allergy and for those who may not even be aware that they are at risk of a life-threatening reaction. We thank the Allergy Advocacy Association for helping the public raising awareness and working to prevent anaphylactic deaths from life-threatening allergies. Now, therefore, we, Dr. Joe Carbone, President, Mike Rocco, Legislator District 2, and Mike Zale, Legislator District 20, on behalf of the entire Monroe County Legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate the Allergy Advocacy Association for their commitment to serving our community through advocacy, education, and awareness.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carbone, Mr. Zale, Mr. Rocco, on behalf of the Allergy Advocacy Association, I am very grateful for this proclamation in recognition of our efforts. We would encourage any members of the legislature here that needs assistance with information or training about life-threatening allergies to contact us at any time through our website so that we can be of assistance to you. The vision of our association, ladies and gentlemen, is a very clear and direct one. Not no life lost to anaphylaxis. Not no life lost to any life-threatening allergies. Thank you very much. Best wishes.
There are no formal committee reports scheduled for this evening. We will now hold a public forum. We have several registered to address the legislature. Mr. Clerk.
If you require assistance, a deputy is available to assist you in approaching the lectern. I will call 3 people forward at one time. Each speaker will have 2 minutes in which to address the legislature, and kindly conclude your remarks when the timer sounds and exit through the back of the chambers. Thank you for your cooperation. Our first 3 speakers will be Jasmine Regler, Barry Kittelberger, and Kathy Neerbosch.
Good evening, everyone. I thought the county executive would be here, but she's not. My name is Jasmine Regler. I am speaking on behalf of myself and St. Joe's House of Hospitality. This is my 3rd time here and my 2nd time speaking. I'd like to speak again on the environment of this room. Without a change of attitude and behavior from legislators in this room, there will be no change in this county for those who need it most. Most of what I say may be a repeat of last month, but it needs to be said and heard until we see change. During the proclamations, the legislators give their full attention. They are bright-eyed and smiling ear to ear. Award recipients are allowed to speak for longer than 2 minutes. If you look at the minutes online of the meeting, the award recipients' names are stated, and their accomplishments or contributions to the county are also listed. When we come to the public forums, legislators' heads are down. They're in their phones or devices. Some even appear to be falling asleep. If you look at the minutes online, no names are stated of people that spoke or the issues that they spoke of. And why is that? If the county did list every name and just the topic of what the people spoke about, it would show that the same people in the same organizations, month after month, are speaking on issues that have not changed. And this would not look good for the county, so instead, they conceal it. The most blatant act of discrimination I witnessed here happened 2 months ago. I, along with other organizations, came here, and we were told since there were not enough seats, we would have to leave the room. Last month, we decided to come early and fill the seats to see what would happen. People came after us, and they were allowed to stay in the room. They were not asked to leave. What was the difference between the 2 groups? 2 months ago, it was all poor people, homeless people, and people of color that were asked to leave the room. Last month, no one was asked because they were white. This cannot happen. The county cannot decide and pick and choose when they allow people to stay in this room. I don't know if that was the first time that happened, but I am here to say that is the last time it's going to happen. We now know our rights, and we have a right to be in this room, and we will stay there. The last thing I would like to say is addressing the president. You preside over this whole room, not just the residents of this county. If you can call out the residents of this county when we are being loud and being unruly and tell us you're going to ask us to leave, you can do the same when you see the legislators not listening to us. When you see someone in their phone, when you see someone dozing off, you need to call them out, just like you call out everyone else. That is all I have to say for now, and I look forward to addressing the legislative next month. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Barry Kittelberger, and I want to start out like this. Something's going to be done about this homelessness. I mean, if it was any one of y'all, the problem would have been solved by now. I mean, they sugarcoated it. They moved us from the library in tents and put us on Broad Street, still in tents. And I don't understand that move. You know, if it was your kids, the problem would have been solved. And I'm saying what's right is right and wrong is wrong. And something's got to change. You know, because I'm a veteran. I used to be proud to say I'm a veteran. But the way we're being treated, it doesn't even faze me now if I tell anybody I'm a veteran. Because I don't feel proud to be a veteran no more. And it's starting to get to me. I'm very depressed. You know, really seriously very depressed. And it gets to me, you know. And I have to wake up every day to this problem. And knowing that I come here and speak, and all it's doing is going in one ear and out the other ear. And then all you do, you put up blinders and earplugs so you don't have to see it or hear it. But when is something going to be done about it? That's what I want to know. I mean, we can come to 1,000 meetings and there's nothing going to be done. It's just a waste of time. You know, I mean, something has to happen. You know, I'm sorry. That's all I had to say.
Hello, my name is Kathy Nairbosch, and thank you each for allowing me to come and speak tonight. I'd like to continue the conversation in regards to CPS. Tomorrow is November 14th, which marks 2 years since 3-year-old Brooke Stagel's life was violently cut short and wrongfully stolen from her family. In reviewing the 8-point plan, I had noticed certain changes while others had remained incomplete. In the DNC's September 24th, 2017, titled Little Girl Lost, the article revealed that there was 22 budgeted positions that remained vacant. The new 8-point plan was to fulfill these vacancies plus adding 30 new employees to relieve the burden of these heavy caseloads. 25 seats still remain unfilled. The recommendation is 12 cases per month, when in reality the caseloads exceeded 50. Call Center 2 was to be a part of this plan, which did not take place. All people in Monroe County rely on this body of elected officials to fight for them. I expect all of you to fight as if Brooke's story was to be of your own. I'm a person that I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. No job here ever should be viewed as being just good enough. Please live by the words you speak. Promises made should be promises kept. Based on the last audit I viewed of Monroe County, you ranked 54th worst out of 62 counties in New York State. This fact alone should bring much embarrassment to the entire body in this room. I recommend that you examine the top 5 counties in New York State and implement the factors of their success. Being number 1 should be the ultimate goal for everybody in this room. Getting new smart tablets is not the end game, and there still remains to be vacant positions. Assistant District Attorney Sarah Van Strident stated, for a child abuse to take place, there needs to be the abused. Okay. All right, for child abuse to take place, there needs to be the abused, the abuser, and the bystander. I clearly can call each of you out as being bystanders. No one from CPS entered into that Stagel's home, or Brooke would have been promptly removed. I wish her innocent little face still graced the billboards. Brooke is to be a reminder of the unfinished work that still needs to be done here, and for all of you to never forget. Thank you.
Our next 3 speakers will be Grace Miller, Joel Shapiro, and Juan Roman.
A suburbanite who knows that we come to the county legislature monthly gave me this Bible reading and said, read it to the Republicans. So here I am. This is from James chapter 2. My friends, as believers in our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of your glory, you must never treat people in different ways according to their outward appearance. Suppose a rich man wearing a gold ring and fine clothes comes to your meeting, and a poor man in ragged clothes comes to your meeting. If you show more respect to the well-dressed man and say to him, have this best seat here, but say to the poor man, stand over there, or sit here on the floor by my feet, then you are guilty of creating distinctions among yourselves and of making judgments based on evil motives. Listen, God chose the poor people of this world to be rich in faith and to possess the kingdom which he promised to those who love him. But you dishonor the poor. Who are the ones who oppress you and drag you before the judges? The rich. They are the ones who speak evil of that good name which has been given to you. You will be doing the right thing if you obey the law of the kingdom, which is found in the scripture, love your neighbor as you love yourself. But if you treat people according to their outward appearance, you are guilty of sin, and the law condemns you as a lawbreaker. Whoever breaks one commandment is guilty of breaking them all. My friends, what is good for one of you to say that you have faith if your actions do not prove it? Can that faith save you? Suppose there are brothers or sisters who need clothes and don't have enough to eat. What good is there in your saying to them, God bless you? Keep warm and eat well, if you don't give them the necessities of life. So it is with faith. If it is alone and includes no actions, then it is dead. That's from one of your suburban friends.
Hello, my name is Joel Shapiro. I'm a familiar face here. Almost a year ago to the day, I saw headlines in the Democratic Chronicle that Monroe County was going to sue the opioid manufacturers. And we're going to get lots and lots of money like the tobacco, where Mr. Baruth can maybe go and control millions and millions of more dollars. But I guess it really, do we have an update on that? But anyway, I wanted to discuss this with Assistant Executive Ben Strident, and he gave me the indication that he wanted to talk to me, but at the end, he said, well, you know what? We really don't have much to talk about, so there's nothing that we really should meet about. So I'm asking him, have you ever heard of the term, a man's word is his bond? That comes from the Bible. And it seems that we do a lot of praying, but we don't really follow a lot of what the Bible says. It comes from Moses. And then I found out more about the opioid crisis here, that we don't have a plan for a massive opioid instance. We are testing, so to speak, for carfentanil, which is a weapon of mass destruction, classified as such, biological one. And then I find out we really don't even have the equipment to test for it. So I spent all this energy, and you would think, my God, that guy, he might go over the edge. What's he going to do? Something drastic? Well, I'm going to do something drastic. I'm not coming here anymore. But what I want to say real fast is, if any of you maybe were like voting, officials, and you saw my write-in vote, you might have seen Mr. Rogers. Those are the kind of people that I wanted to vote for. But you might have also seen Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. It goes by a lot of names, Satan. One of them, though, is the Prince of Lies. So I guess I really did vote for you after all, didn't I? So I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to say good riddance.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juan. I spoke twice at this meeting. I told you my story about 17 years of being homeless. These days so far, when I go out and I go to my anger management, I go to counseling, and I go to group every day, I see most of homeless people. And I tell them every day, Have y'all ate? Have y'all slept well? You know, there's places like the House of Mercy, St. Joe's, rest of the shelters that feed people and shelter people. And they said, sometimes they say no. And I said, go to the House of Mercy, go to St. Joe's, or go to the rest. And sometimes from the other shelters, they get denied. So they feel uncomfortable to go to other shelters like House of Mercy or St. Joe's. And I remember one time I was homeless for the last 17 years. I refused to shelter because they denied me. And I'm just saying this, I don't have a good relationship with my mom because what she did with me when I was 15, she tossed me out to the streets. But I'm trying to build a relationship with her now because the simple fact that 2011, she caught cancer. And I just finished talking to her day before yesterday. And she said that her cancer returned for the 3rd time. Now, all my mom wants me to do is live stable. And I'm asking for your help since I'm homeless, and I'm speaking for the homeless union, and I speak for everybody that is in my condition. Can y'all please help us move forward from the predicament that we in? I'm asking for your support. We made y'all leaders. We made y'all be in these seats for a reason. Like, I wasn't raised in Rochester. I was raised in New York City. So coming to Rochester and looking at the homeless, it's similar to New York City. And we allow you to have these powers to help us. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Our next 3 speakers are Mrs. Morales, Bridget Hurley, and Rita Lewis.
Good evening. I didn't have a chance to put much together tonight. I'm usually reading something. There's a lot of discomfort among the seats that you sit in. How does your heart beat when you know that you're part of the problem, that these people are in the streets, that they're knocking on doors, and they're asking? You're part of the problem when children go to school and they're not learning. You're part of the problem when you give affordable housing to those who can afford affordable housing instead of low-income housing. Rochester, I've been here, I'm 71. I've been here 71 years. I've seen who built Rochester, the inner city. Where was y'all in the 40s? They're sitting in this room. You wasn't in the inner city? The 50s, the 60s. What was wrong with public schools? A lot of us went to public schools. Now all of a sudden the schools is messed up. When children have parents that don't have any place to call home, Thanksgiving is a day that you just, give them food. How about giving them a place where they can take their food home and cook it themselves? How about a nice place for children to sleep in? Families used to take care of each other. We used to care. What's gone wrong? Do you not see me knocking at your door? Do you not see me? I can't sit at the table with you because my clothes are not like yours. The inner city was built off of mothers and fathers. And now that the gentrification has come, it came, not now, it's just gotten worse. Clarissa Street was turned into Cornhill. And they bought people's homes and stuff. So you're closing doors, you're building places. I hope you feel good when you look back and see all them places that you build. It's not flipping houses no more. When we go out, we're going to be right here. Because all that luxury you build, and how many people want to give up and come back in here? You're trying to move us off the streets, but you can't move a rainbow without rain.
Good evening. My topic tonight is the budget, of course. Really thrilled to see the increased spending on child care and preventive services in the 2019 budget. So I want to say that we appreciate that. I'm sure the kids and families of Monroe County will appreciate it as well. It does allow us then to focus a little more on how the money is spent, and I'm here to call on the county and you as legislators to be sure that in the budget that is approved, the money is being spent in the best way possible. So, for example, are we doing the very most and best we can do to recruit CPS caseworkers when we know that there's such a dire need? Are we looking at new programs? For example, the Family Connects program that I'll be happy to talk about. We're finding that's working in other communities to support all families. And finally, in terms of the county executive's focus on stronger families and better budgets and on jobs, I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about a Kale Mom case study that we have put together. And there's copies of it here, so all the legislators will receive a copy of the policy brief. So we're talking about two families here. One lives in Mumford in Livingston County, in Monroe County. The other lives in Caledonia in Livingston County, and they are exactly the same. In fact, in here we have them as brothers, as sisters. So they both have a couple of kids. They're both earning $40,000 a year. But the big difference comes when they apply for a child care subsidy, because the family that lives in Livingston County will spend 10 cents on a dollar over the poverty rate on child care. The family in Monroe County will spend 35 cents a dollar on child care, because the family copay is very different in Livingston County than it is in Monroe County. And that discourages the families from working. We know that right now there's child care dollars that are not being spent, and one of the reasons why is because families literally can't afford to work even with a subsidy, because the amount that families are asked to pay is so high. And so we're going to be encouraging you to take a look at that, at the math on that, and see if there might be a way to use some of the additional dollars to lower the fee that parents are paying for child care. Thank you.
Tonight I want to mention again the issue of DSS sanctions. We all know that Monroe County's rate of sanctions, the numbers of sanctions, are higher in Monroe County than in New York City. So we know there is something wrong with the way sanctions are being put into place here in Monroe County, and how hard it is for people to get the help they need when they have to face these sanctions, when in reality they simply have an illness that they need help with, and they go to DSS to try to get the help, and instead they only get a denial of help. And that's got to stop. It's just got to stop. We've got to come up with a way that's going to help people, to have a compassionate system where people are given the help they need. And the other issue that I want to talk about is the homelessness, which is very high. People are struggling. They don't have the money to spend for rent. The rents are very high. And this is an issue that you should be addressing as leaders in the community. It is your responsibility. It's all of the elected officials' responsibility to care for the poorest in our midst. And that is really what your focus should be. Thank you.
Our next speakers are Patrick Broswell and Donald Adams.
How is it that one may allow my appearance to define me? Can you honestly see who I am by the clothing that I'm wearing? Can you recognize me as a person by my accent, color, or nationality or creed? For instance, today wasn't a good day for me. I was sniffling, my eyes were watering, so I grabbed a handkerchief, red, stuck it in my back pocket before I left. Coincidentally, I was wearing a red hat and a red hoodie to coordinate my dressing. Am I to be recognized as a gang member? Are you to become stereotypical and submit yourselves to the utmost form of gentrification, racially judging me and making your very own determination of me even before I'm able to speak and allow you to know me as a person, to say to you, this I am? Our homeless society has been looked down upon and are constantly stereotyped, drug criminals, are lazy for a handout. Are we even people? It appears to be that we're subject to dehumanization by the upper class and shunned by the middle class and held at a level of poverty. But today, and this day forward, you will hear our voice. We're here to tell you just who we are, how we feel, and explain our circumstances. Why? Because we want you to know we are just like you. We are you. We all are the same. So don't mistake us for someone that you're not.
Good evening. My name is Donald Adams. We've been here several times to y'all. I'm part of the Homeless Union. We come here, we beg, we plead with you. You are lawmakers. We gave y'all the study. Y'all put it right there. Shame on y'all. It doesn't matter whether you are a Republican or you're a Democrat. To me, you're a Christian. Shame on you. We have a broken system here in Rochester that you can fix. If you don't fix it, our bloodstain is on your hand. How can you go home and lay down at night when we need help? 600 to 1,000 people lay on the streets at night. We are 28,000 housing short. We're asking for your help here. You are lawmakers. Sheriff De Niro, DeFillo, I don't know where you at, but I sent you a certified letter. Right here, I want y'all to see it. You never answered me. You can run, but you can't hide. Because let me share something with y'all. Last election, it was only 25% of us that was registered. This election, it was 41% that voted. Next election, next year, we're going to knock at your door. We're going to see who you are. We're asking for your help. You are lawmakers. How can you go to bed and rest at night and call yourself a Christian? When this city is going down, we're coming to you with the facts. All we ask you to do the study. If you can't help us, send us to somebody that can help us. This is all we're asking of you. You are human beings. Just because I don't comb my hair like you and I may be homeless, I'm still a human being. I may not put on a fancy suit like you, but I got feelings. I may not be a legislature like you, but I'm a human being and I walk the streets at night in this town. But I promise you this here. Take a good look at this right here. We're coming. Y'all are the government. We are the citizens. We're asking for your help. Y'all may be the rabbit, but you ain't never saw that rabbit beat that turtle. So guess what? We about to turn it up another notch.
This concludes the public forum.
At this time, we will recess the November 13th, 2018 meeting of the Monroe County Legislature and convene the Pure Waters Administrative Board for the Gates, Chile, Ogden Sewer District, Arundecoit Bay South Central Pure Waters District, Northwest Quadrant Pure Waters District, and the Rochester Pure Waters District. If there are no objections, for the purpose of scheduling a public hearing on December 11th, 2018 before the Pure Waters Administrative Board and establishing a scale of charges for each district, we will move this with one introductory, table all districts with one vote, and fix the public hearings for each district with one vote. The clerk will see to it that individual motion and resolution numbers are assigned to each. Mr. Clerk, please note the attendance and read the first item on the agenda.
PWAB agenda items 1, 4, 7, and 10, referral 18-0297.
Moved by Legislator Brew, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is for introductory purposes only. Next item.
PWAB agenda item numbers 2, 5, 8, and 11, referral 18-0297.
Moved by Legislator Brew, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is a motion to table. All in favor? Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
PWAB agenda items 3, 6, 9, and 12, referral 18-0297.
Moved by Legislator Brew, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to set the public hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. We will now recess the Gates, Chile, Ogden Sewer District, Arundecoit Bay South Central Pure Waters District, Northwest Quadrant Pure Waters District, and Rochester Pure Waters District, and adjourn the Pure Waters Administrative Board. The November 13th, 2018 meeting of the Legislature is reconvened. We will now proceed with the consideration of motions, resolutions, and notices. Will the clerk read the next item on the agenda?
Item number 1, referral 18-0269.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Zale. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 2, referral 18-0276.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 3, referral 18-0277.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 4, referral 18-0278.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Legislator Marionetti.
Mr. President, I rise to make a motion to amend this resolution, which is being distributed now by staff.
We have a motion to amend, moved by Legislator Marionetti, seconded by Legislator Conley, and we'll distribute that amendment, give you a chance to read it over. Yes, Legislator Felder.
On my computer screen, all of the resolutions have the number 18-0297.
Yeah.
All the same. Never mind.
Okay, thank you. Has everybody looked over the amendment? Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to offer the administration through you the opportunity to explain the need for this amendment.
Through you, Mr. President, the original proposal is submitted to the legislature, envisioned this being a 2019 contract, but to accommodate the request of the sheriff's office that this contract and funds and the funding for it be available earlier and into 2018. It was necessary to make this amendment in order to make that request so that they can begin and have the contract in place on the time that they requested.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Legislator Broth.
Just a quick question then regarding that. Does that mean that the period of time for the contract is changing from December 11th or is still remaining at December 11th through the President?
Through you, Mr. President, it remains December 11th.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion on the amendment? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Amendment carries. Now return to the main motion. Is there any discussion on the main motion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Item 5.
All right, next item, number 5, referral 18-0279.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 6, referral 18-0279.br.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Item carries.
Item number 7, referral 18-0280.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 8, referral 18-0281.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 9, referral 18-0282.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries.
Item number 10, referral 18-0283.
Moved by Legislator Hebert, seconded by Legislator Brew. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item. 11.
Yep. Item number 11, referral 18-0284.
Moved by Legislator Hebert, seconded by Legislator Brew. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 12, referral 18-0285.
Moved by Legislator Hebert, seconded by Legislator Zale and Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 13, referral 18-0286.
Moved by Legislator Howland, seconded by Legislator Delahanty and Legislator Lightfoot. I got it. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 14, referral 18-0287.
Moved by Legislator Howland, seconded by Legislators Delahanty and Legislator Lightfoot. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 15, referral 18-0288.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 16, referral 18-0289.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say... Oh, I'm sorry, Legislator Broth. I didn't see your hand up.
No problem. I'm willing to assert. Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the administration, do we have a number of respondents to the RFP now?
Through you, Mr. President. Yes, we have a response. We're in process of affirming that response with a few questions. So in the very near future, we should be able to make an announcement about that.
So, At this point in time, through the President, we have only one respondent. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And further, I'm not sure if this is premature or not, but with that one response, do we have a location identified with that response through the President?
Through you, Mr. President, I'm not at liberty to say that because the organization has not been awarded, but I can tell you that there would be a definitive location that we can announce when it is awarded.
And through the President to the administration, you said in the very near future, are we talking days, weeks?
Through you, Mr. President, we've forwarded some questions to the responding organization, and we are about to send questions to the responding organization, and we expect to have their replies to those within about a week's time.
So it's fair to say by the next committee cycle through the President?
Through you, Mr. President, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 17, referral 18-0290.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 18, referral 18-0291.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Delahanty and Legislator Cayley. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 19, referral 18-0292.
Moved by Legislator Bruce, seconded by Legislator Delahanty. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Legislator Broth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the administration, I just wanted to do a quick question. Did the Monroe County Airport Authority approve the easement?
Through the President, yes, they did.
Thank you very much.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item, matters of urgency. Before we move on to the next item, I'd like to recognize the County Executive Cheryl Donalfo presented the 2019 budget in these legislative chambers on November 1st. Legislatures, you should have received a red thumb drive that includes your copy of the 2019 budget. I'd like to thank County Executive Cheryl Donalfo for submitting the 2019 budget to us early and for including a reduction of the 2019 county property tax rate for residents. I'd also like to thank the finance team led by CFO Bob Franklin in advance for all the information you will be providing for legislators over the next month as we review the proposed 2019 budget.
Item number 20, referral 18-0294.
Moved by Legislator Delahanty, seconded by Legislator Conley. This is for introductory purposes only. Next item.
Item number 21, referral 18-0294.
Moved by Legislator Delahanty, seconded by Legislator Conley. This is a motion to table. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Item number 22, referral 18-0294.
Moved by Legislator Delahanty, seconded by Legislator Conley. This is to set the public hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 23, referral 18-0295.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, seconded by Legislator Zale. This is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baroth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the administration, I just wanted to ask, or perhaps asking the President, why is this a matter of urgency?
This appointment fills the majority party representative vacancy for the 911 Operating Practices Board as a result of legislator Tony Michicki's enrolling in the Democratic Party. Resolution 66 of 2016 clearly states that Legislator Michicki was serving on the 911 Operating Practices Board as a representative from the majority party of the Monroe County Legislature. It has also been the practice of this board to have representation from both the majority and the minority parties on the board. Based on the previous resolution for this appointment to this board specifying majority and minority representatives as well as past practice, it is important that this vacancy be filled immediately by a member of the majority party.
Mr. President, I disagree with none of that. It makes sense to me. I was just wondering why we did
You want me to read it again?
No. I was wondering why we did not go through the committee process is the only question I have. In other words, why did it not go through the committee process?
Say that again?
Why did it not go through the committee process, Mr. President?
Because we thought it was immediate that we filled that vacancy. We thought it was a matter of urgency.
So
I
there-
deemed it a matter of urgency.
Fair enough. And is there a meeting upcoming in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks through the chair? I mean, to the president?
Pardon?
Is there an imminent meeting?
December 2nd? Yeah, there is one in the near future, next month.
So next month?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 24, referral 18-0296.
Moved by legislator Delahanty, seconded by legislator Conley. This is for introductory purposes only. Next item.
Item number 25, referral 18-0296.
Moved by legislator Delahanty, seconded by legislator Conley. This is a motion to table. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 26, referral 18-0296.
Moved by legislator Delahanty, seconded by legislator Conley. This is to set the public hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item. Legislator Marianetti. There being no unfinished business, Legislator Marianetti.
PM, Tuesday, December 11th, 2018.